Okay, so the first principle we're going to cover is proximity. And the idea of proximity is to put like information together, almost like in little packages of information on the page, and probably in an order that makes sense. So as you look at our design right now, there doesn't seem to be much arrangement, logical arrangement of the information. Number one's here, two, three, four. So things are just sort of out of order. They're not really in tidy little packages. So we're going to use the principle of proximity to put things in a location with similar content. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is this is sort of our title of our document. It's called Park, and I'm just going to lower it. I think having it up at the top, since that's the title of the whole document, it's a good place to put it. And this is almost like a subtitle. So I'm going to put that a little bit lower. And I can just, with Illustrator, I can just select it and move it. So I have a title with a subtitle next underneath it. Next I have proximity. So I'm going to move proximity a little bit further in, and then I'm going to have alignment come up here. And you can see that I'm already even starting to do uh, the second principle of alignment, because I can have these smart guides that pop up. Lets me know that things are lined up. And now we've got things a little bit more in order. So I'm going to choose my type tool again, and under proximity I'm going to type organization. I'm going to hit return to get a new line, clarity, and hit return again. And it might help if I spell clarity correctly. There we go. So we add clarity and ease of reading. So the idea here is by putting our information in content in little packages, it helps organize the information on the page, makes it certainly easier to read, and the clarity is there. We don't have things close to each other. If we run things too close, the eye can have a hard time separating it out. So we put things in their own little place so that things are in their own little package for the clarity. And when we do all of these things combined, proximity is going to definitely make it easier for the viewer to read the content. And that's pretty much it for proximity. So it makes sense that the title and subtitle go together. Wouldn't make sense if this was the title and this was the subtitle. Would it make any sense to put it down here? It wouldn't, would it? So like content goes together. Here are the sub-bullets for proximity. Would it make sense for these to be somewhere else? Well, no. Now it's very confusing and difficult to understand that this belongs to that. Now that might seem like common sense, but you'd be surprised how many times you'll see people messing that up. So um, that's the idea of proximity. And the reason why I choose this as the first principle is because this is the order that I work. I usually take a look at what all content do I need to get on my page. Then I put it in proximate locations so that I can now work on the rest of these principles and not have to redesign a little bit later and move things around. So I think I've got everything in the location that I'm going to want them to be. Alright, that's the rule of proximity. Next, we're going to take a look at alignment. And you can see by principle of design, we already have some alignment going, but I'll go ahead and break some of these. So they're proximate, but maybe they're not aligned yet, right? How's that? So you can already tell, like, this should go over a little bit. Yeah, that's going to be the principal alignment, and that's next.